Hey guys, it's Matt here. It is. Hi, Alec. That's my cat. It's Friday, August 21st, and I just want to do a recap of the entire week because I haven't done a. All right, buddy. They heard you. I haven't done a video at all this week, and there's a good reason for that. It's because I didn't take any trades until today. Um, so the theme of the week is this GRWG, which I traded last week. Let's see here. Yeah, I traded last Thursday and took a loss on. And then yeah, I don't know. So I had a good look on it Monday, and it's shortable in CMEG account, and so um, I'm gonna pull this up here. Let's open this up. So I had some really like short-term scalp shorts that I could have taken in the early morning on Monday, and then I didn't. Which is okay because they would have been little scalps, and who knows how that actually would have worked out in real time. I mean, in hindsight, you can see like, yeah, just short this 1440 level, and it fades back down to 1380s. That's a good 60 cents, right? But who knows how you actually would have played that in real time. Anyway, it's I come back in the afternoon and I see it pushing up here to the high 16s, and I'm thinking, all right, we might get a push to 17, um, and then I'll jump in, and of course. It tops out at 1690 and then just dumps from there like a full, almost a full dollar. Pretty much actually to the penny a full dollar. Yeah, 15.9. So um, I was a little I was a little upset that I didn't take that one because that would have been a nice trade. Um, but again, hindsight's 2020. The rest of the morning was terrible because so Thinkorswim has been crap all week for people. Charts are freezing. On Monday, like the whole thing just froze up. My scanners didn't work either, so um, that may have contributed to the market slowness. I'm sure it did. That's a pretty big player that got taken out there. But anyway, that was Monday. I didn't take any trades, and then so Tuesday, I was like, all right, this is what usually happens. If I have a no trade day, and then the second day is slow, I usually do something stupid. You should take a dumb trade because I'm bored and I want to trade. I want to make trades, right? And then I do something that's not really a great play. So um, I didn't really have any good shorts on the main gappers again. And just if you haven't watched my videos before, I don't borrow because with the share size that I'm trading right now, it just ends up being way too expensive and it would eat up a lot of my profits because every time you locate shorts, not only do you pay the per share fee for locates in CMEG, there's a $25 charge every time. And so when you're only trading a couple hundred shares, that's gonna eat into your profit. Um, Specifically, if you have like you have some profits and some losses, then those fees are gonna crush you. Um, and you can see on my review videos from like the months. I mean, even on a month where I'm uh, gross positive, I'm net negative because of the commissions and fees already with CMEG. So, um, and there's still more to come on that. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do about this account or a different account or something. Anyway, Tuesday. So this GRWG growing is the company. It's I forget the full name, but um, again, this one it's not perfect. It's not something I normally look at, except for the fact that it's one of the few things I have shortable, and it was trading with some decent volume, but it's higher float and higher institutional ownership than I really like. Um, so I ended up sitting out again Tuesday. Long story short, but there was this pop close to the 19.4 level, so close to pre-market high here at 19.6. It faded down to the 17s. Then it popped again, literally to exactly pre-market high, and faded. And I was sitting there. I don't know. I convinced myself through this run here that let's see if I can zoom in on that a little better. I convinced myself through this run here, like I think this thing is just gonna rip shorts. I think it's gonna hit that pre-market high level, and it's going to bust through it, and all those people that shorted here that hung on for too long, and all those people that maybe shorted pre-market, they're just going to get haircuts, and it's going to fly up. And so I didn't take the trade, and in hindsight I think, well, dummy, you could have got in here at like 1955 and just set a stop at like 1980 and only risked 25 cents. Right? Doesn't that make sense in hindsight? I don't know what the hell I was thinking. So I just froze. I didn't enter the trade. And then look at it. We're talking 19.6. Say you get in at 19.5 and it's down here in the 1780s. I mean, come on, man. That's a great trade. Hell, if you even take half of that and get out at VWAP, I mean, whatever. So that was frustrating, but I did do a good job of not doing anything stupid on my second no trade day. Wednesday, it starts to get ridiculous because, there's still nothing worth trading. There's all the gap list stuff is shorts, short setups, but nothing longable basically. And I don't have any organic shorts on those. They're not shortable or easy to borrow through CMEG. So here's the funny thing. So I was watching Growing again. Let's go ahead here. And so it popped here at pre-market high. And I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm taking this trade. This will be awesome. And I punch the button. And I get rejected. Because as of this day, Growing is no longer easy to borrow, or what I call organically shortable at CMEG, meaning you don't have to locate borrows. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I finally, everything comes together, and I punch the button here, the pre-market high, and I don't have it. So then I watched it just fade down here to the low 18s without me. I can't remember if it was this one or this one that I was watching, but either way, I mean, you're talking almost a point, almost a full dollar. It faded off. And then BDR, I don't know if anybody was paying attention, but Wednesday BDR was the one that got halted on news. That was weird. It was just time to wrap it up. And then Thursday, also no trades, nothing shortable. I literally at some point, I was considering a short on LB, which is L Brands. It's really a higher float and high IO, but it would have worked. It was at 31. I guess we can take a look at that real quick. Actually, would have been a really nice trade. So I think it was this time, this last push here to 31. But you can see, it faded down to 29.5. So, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe these higher float, higher IO stocks are something I should be playing. Who knows, right? A couple of them now. This line was pre-market high. Actually, it was not even pre-market. It was previous day after hours, but same difference, So yeah, that would have been a nice trade. Either one. I mean, even if I took this one, and let it ride, and would have been a decent trade. But anyway, I didn't because it was not really the bread and butter. Now today, let's see. Even today's trade, when I finally took one, it wasn't what I would normally trade. It was Cinemark. So you can see on a 1 minute chart, this thing pushed up here. Let's see, it was above pre-market high, which Yeah, in fact, it was above previous day's high as well, which that's not normally something I would short. I would normally look to go long there, but so it pushes to like 12.8, pulls back, hits the moving average, pushes back up here into the 70s, pulls back to the moving average again, pushes up. You can see this one candle here, and it's just I'm just looking at the tape going, this thing's out of steam. It's gonna roll over. So I got in here at 12.75. My risk was like literally 12.85. I want to say is where I had my stop. So I got in with 400 shares. This is actually a big deal that I didn't think of until later, but that's my first like 400 share trade. I know that's small for everybody else, but I've been meaning to try to step up here, and with this one, with the way it was moving, that was easy to risk, right? I mean, I can risk a 10-cent loss or even a 20-cent loss, and it's not that big of a total loss for me. And so I was like, okay, and it was moving pretty slowly. It's a higher float stock, didn't move very quickly. Um, Here's where I'm a little frustrated with it. Is just uh, I got a little impatient. Um, so I took half off here at 12.65 just because I was like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna take profit early on this one because I still didn't trust it. Um, I didn't trust it to just hang out in this upper level here and then maybe grind back. And so I was like, well, I'm going to take some profit, and that way, if it grinds back on me, I can just break even, and it'll be a small trade, but it at least won't be a loss. And then it flushed here, and I was looking for a flush of 1250, and you can see it hit freaking 1251. I I either should have taken the rest of my profit here, right on this candle, as it flushed, because it made a nice little flush and bounce, um, or held until I got what I was waiting for, which was a breakdown below 1250 and VWAP. Instead, it starts to grind back here, and what I did was I had an order set at 1265, and I told myself this move was moving so slowly that I could do this. I said, uh, if it pops back, if I see 1263 on the ask, then I'll hit the button, and my order would get filled, and I'd be out. It literally hit 1262, but it flashed really quickly, and I thought I saw three, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get out. Of course, that's the good place to add more short, right? And it rolls over in the next candle, dicks around for a couple minutes, rolls over, breaks below 50, pops back up. Look at this thing, faded to like the 1220s. Again, this isn't huge range, right? We're still only talking like 50 cents from where I entered to the bottom here. But you know, it could have been a much bigger, better trade. But I'm not so unhappy with this profit take just because I was like, it was a nice dip. Let's take what we can get, and I took it. That's fine. It's the second exit, the second cover that I'm a little pissed off about. Um, so it ended up being like a $46 trade, and then commissions. That's going to take that down to 37, something like that. But if I hold this extra 200 shares to even down in the 40s or something, it's a nicer trade. But that's something I've got to get better at, is just saying, okay, there's no reason to take this off here. Either let it come back and be a flat loss, or not a flat loss, but like a flat break even on the rest of those shares, or hold until a good move, right? I literally could have held until 10, 10:30, 10:40. The funny thing is, I was sitting here the whole time, and I noticed that I took this off because I was bored. I was like, oh, this is what, I may even put it in my journal. I was like, this is like watching paint dry. The movement on this was so slow. The level 2 was so slow. I was like, this is terrible. And so I just took it off. And then I ended up sitting here watching nothing because there was nothing going on in the market this morning. Like Pixie was one of the things that was just screwing with people. And, there were a couple others that people were playing. But so I ended up sitting here bored anyway. And I could have been sitting here bored and made more money. But instead, I sat here bored and took my trade off here. So that's just something I've got to get better at, is just that second exit, or any of the exits. So, because it is holding back my P&L too, because this could have been, instead of a $46 winner, it could have been double that probably, right? But anyway, that's enough rambling. I feel like I'm talking too much. So, one trade this week, and it's green, so I guess that makes it green week. I did show some patience. I'm pretty happy about that. Didn't overtrade and trade a bunch of stuff that I'm not comfortable with. I'm really trying to just kind of focus on either the best long setups or the best short setups, and there really weren't any good long setups, stuff that I like this week, and there were only one or two good short setups, and even those weren't excellent. So anyway, that's it. I'll be back at it next week. Hopefully, we'll get some action. Let's hope the summer trading doesn't continue, but I have a feeling it might. Let's also hope Thinkorswim gets their shit together and has a nice smooth week, so that doesn't affect the already slow market. All right, guys. Good weekend.